back to another new edition of Windows and Current Affairs. And today we're going to be talking or taking a comprehensive look over the latest visit of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi to Greece, visiting the Greek Parliament and having several meetings with the President of Greece, and also focusing over the bilateral relations between the two countries that have a historical background at the same time. As we all know that there was a Greek community for a long time over the years in Egypt, especially the Greek people, and we share even very, very similar cultures together. So today we're going to talk about the cultural relations between Egypt and Greece, and we're very delighted in this edition of Windows and Current Affairs to be having with us Dr. Mohamed Nour, and he is Vice Chairman, Egyptian Scientists Council. Good evening, Dr. Nour.
Good evening to you, good evening to Egypt.
Let's first talk about give a background over the culture, the Egyptian Greek cultural background. Well, not the relations, but the background.
The background, not for the only modern period when they used to live, especially in Alexandria, but we'll go back to that also. The Greek, they had some relationship with the Egyptian period, the old Egyptian, the Pharaoh area, what you call the Pharaoh area, when they come and they have been in Egypt also as a nation. We share some similar culture actually. Even some food are similar. They are, for example, they make aubergine like us and all this kind of thing, and they make this stuff things like we do. So anyway, also some habit, you will see some habit of the Greek like Egyptian, because of the big period they lived there. Even some famous singer came, actually, they used to live here in Egypt. He was born in Egypt. So these people are very close to us. They supported, actually, many people, they don't know, they supported the Palestinian.
Even the geopolitical background, I mean, graphically speaking, those people are very similar to people living in Alexandria.
Right.
The Greek and the Italians.
Right.
They are living on the shores, and they have the culture of living in that particular areas. They have similar phrases, I mean, even in different languages.
They used to speak Arabic also.
Even the music.
Yeah, yes, that's absolutely right. The music also similar. Therefore, they are close to us. They always also supported the Palestinian case when we have a dispute with Israel at this time. They supported it. Also, Cyprus, which is part of the culture of Greece, they supported our struggle. Therefore, this nation are very close to us. We share, if you allow to me, we are sharing now some economical interest, which in the Mediterranean Sea, which is the gas. The gas, if I can give you some information about it, there is a sunk mountain in the Mediterranean Sea. The name of this mountain called Strassosines. On the period of the Batalema, the period of Batalema.
Batalemos.
Yeah, on that period is named on the Alexandria manager, Alexandria library manager. I think he was Greek, and he made an attempt to measure the earth, and it was very close to the real. So this man, after he died, they bought the name of this sunk mountain on his name, Strassosines. Round the bottom of this mountain, it's underneath it big lake of gas. So each country, they will take a shortcut from, say, from Domyat, for example. Oh, this is our well, we will dig there. And another country, Lebanon, the Greek people, they will say, oh, we will take a cut shot on the same. But it's all around that mountain. Many people, they don't know this fact because I read about it. So we are sharing that also. We have a big experience of changing gas. Gas, it comes as a natural gas, and after that they condense it, they make it liquid, this is an operation. Egypt used to do it for a long time. So everybody who is around that, who's got his share of gas, they want to Egypt to change they take this gas with their pipe and change it to this compressed gas, which is liquid. Therefore, they will ask us to do that. So also, we will share a lot of interest as a friend, maybe some culture, maybe education, maybe also trade with them. That's what will happen in future.
Earlier, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi have made a very important visit to Greece, where he met with the Greek president,
Right.
and he had a very specific talks with Her Excellency, and they focused over the bilateral relations, the cultural ones and the economic, like you earlier noted. There were several points that both of them focused in their meetings. If you would like to shed light, as we can see here, the meetings that took place between Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the Greek President.
Yeah, but regarding the culture, actually we share some big history together. So therefore, especially I expect they will give some help to the museum, which is going to be in Al Alamein. Maybe they will put some part there or they help us. Especially we are making too many museums at the moment. Even in Sharm el-Sheikh we are making museum. Now we are the policy of our country, it's a culture. We want to make a museum everywhere. So whatever the visitor is somewhere, he can go and see a museum. So therefore, when you talk about museum, if some item you've taken it from Egypt, you can return it back, or if you have an item you want to give it to us to put in the museum, we will do. So that's part of the culture. Also, the part of exchanging the culture, maybe some education. I expect some exchange. Maybe some university can have a system of being a twin to a new university in Egypt, because the president has said that any new university, they should have a twin system with another university. So probably that will happen also with these people, because they are dear to our heart and they are near to us. So maybe in education we will exchange knowledge. Especially the Egyptian, I should say that they are number one of sending scientists abroad. We have the biggest number of scientists all over the world. Everywhere, in USA, in Australia, in Greece, even in Japan, even in Germany. So therefore, I think some of our scientists, they will be in Greece also, as an exchange of culture and helping each other.
Right. The visit lasted for almost like a couple of days, and it was very promising, very fruitful at the same time. Not only because of the topics that were focused on during that visit, but also because of the cultural background that is shared until this very moment between Egypt and Greece. Right. What are the points of common interest between the two countries, currently speaking?
Well, I expect maybe sending some education people to be educated in this area, or they come to Egypt and first we can help each other on that. Or some people go and make a lecture here, or come from there and make a lecture here. Also, I should think that mainly the most important thing is the percentage of trade exchange should increase after this visit. It means that we should not only we should send to them some item and take from them some item because nowadays everybody is running around to open a market, because at the moment with all this generally speaking economy is a little bit down because of this corona things. Everybody is trying to open a new market, and Egypt it have over 100 million, so everybody is looking for that. But we will be selective. We will choose some of our friends to give them a share of the market in exchange of they can buy our item. Especially now we are going to Made in Egypt is going to come back. I expect in Suez Canal, this project, there is many factory will be open there, and also in Sinai. Therefore, it's very good. It will come a time when we tell everybody, okay, we will take your product, but you have to take our product also, because we need to export, not only import. It's very important. The balance, the trade balance sheet, it's not at the moment. It's not in a very good state because we export, we import more than we export. At least if we can have the balance, it's good. And having a relationship with such a country, it will help us to do that. Even if we agree upon, maybe you can have a mutual agreement that we don't have a foreign currency. Maybe you can use their currency in exchange, and they're using our currency, because that can be done in two countries if they agree upon that, and that will help to avoid the sudden exchange rate in here and there. You know. If they stick to the euro currency or the dollar. Some countries, they take a benefit of that if they have a good relationship and big percentage of exchange, to say that we don't need to use another foreign currency between us. That will help the economy for both sides.
Talking about the open prospects for Egyptians and Greek people, there are many fronts that could be very prosperous and very promising for both sides to be able to encounter and try to invade and start investing on. Where are these? I mean, culturally speaking, not only economically.
Culturally speaking, it comes
socially.
also to the soft culture, like art. I mean, I expect they will be a visit, because their music is near to us. Some visitors, when we make some event like singing or dancing, or which is culture dancing with their own dress and all, then they are invited. These people, they are invited. Their music, it's very near. I mean, everybody knows Zorba, which is the famous dance of Zorba, which is made by Anthony Quinn. So these people actually, we can exchange the culture in art also. Maybe we can send them our movie and take from them their movie and get it there, distribute it here in the Arab country. There is a lot of things we can go through, or in theater field as well. This is one thing. We don't stick for the culture only for the museums and things. We exchange it also to the art also. It will be a good idea. When they have event also, if they invite some international event regarding to compete with the music or to compete with some culture dancing, they are invited, and we are invited if they are doing it in their place.
Right. What are the challenges? Of course, the whole world is undergoing challenges, but what are the common challenges that are facing both Egypt and Greece as two nations who share different cultures, different needs? I mean, same cultures, same needs, same music, same art, same economic situations. Yeah, but not a little bit. I mean, we are much way more different than the economic situation in Greece. I mean, we have come a long way and we have progressed, but at the same time, both of us are facing challenges.
Well, the big challenge, not only for the two countries, for the whole world, is this period of frozen economy, when everybody stopped at home. And the streets was empty. Even animal was coming from the desert and walk around in the streets. It's been shown like that. This period actually it still have an effect, because it was almost like a dead economy everywhere. Everybody needs to recovery, and the best thing is to recovery to strike some good deals, good trade deal between two countries, so they can come up together and sort out this period and recover from it, and what happened because of it. Because everything was frozen, no travel, nobody go out from his house. At the beginning of these things, everybody may exaggerate the things. And then they thought, oh, if we go like that, so there will be no food to anybody. We have to cope and just live with it. That's the Russian decision. So that's the decision of the whole world now. Let the scientists try to find a solution for this corona, and at the same time we have to live with it. Be careful, and that's it, go back to work. And everybody is done this These things online, everything, they don't want to use money itself. Everybody wants to use card. So they make less chance of transferring the disease. And now application as well in the whole world is done online by internet. So therefore, we can exchange experience on that because that's the future. Future, everything. Nowadays, even if you want to make a license for a new company, you make it on net. You pay online. You pay online, and it comes in you online, and you print it if you want from online. Color and everything, stamp and everything, and it comes in a few hours. I've seen a lot of countries do that, and I hope Egypt will do the same soon. Make everything electronics.
Yes, we are digitalizing towards digitalizing all the facilities and all the services, or digitalizing governmental services thoroughly, and we have started with Port Said. So the digitalizing the government is on its a very good pace. Speaking about speed, and also it's going on its course and achieving progress real soon. But talking about you in particular as a vice chairman for the Egyptian Scientists Council, where do you see the joint scientific projects between Egypt and even European countries, and between Greece and Egypt and other countries? What opportunities, what scientific opportunities should we embark on and stress and focus on right now?
Well, the scientific research, it's very important for to develop a country. It's a must. But I go through quickly what's the element of scientific research and what it does. The scientific research, it needs somebody who has an idea which can solve a problem or make improvement. That's number one. A scientist with some helper with him. Number one. Number two, somebody to finance that. Number three, a land to do it. Number four, a will from the country, political will to use the scientific research to develop the country. The scientific research, it's done in two ways: some private sector and the country itself, everywhere. Country, you put a percentage of the gross, the national gross, say 2%, 1%, 3%, 4%, and therefore. Also, the private sector, in a factory, he will do a scientific research in his area to develop his business to make it better. So he will get that. The third way of scientific research is some private, where some scientists find a businessman to support him, and then they finance the project. Actually, the scientific research, it can make you plant. Your plant produce 2 or 3 times or 2.5 times the same for the same area. Also, the scientific research can sort out your problem of environment. It can sort out it can change whatever rubbish you have into a good things to use again, like fuel. So all this is scientific. The scientific research, a lot of people, they don't know it's a project. It needs finance. If you don't finance it, you don't go anywhere. For us as Egyptian, we don't have any shortage of scientists. We have a lot. You will be surprised to know that there is a committee in Germany, very, very important committee. It's about the energy. It's an energy committee. It consists of 12 people, and it's very, very important. 3 of them is from Egyptian origin. So that's like 25%. And you have thousands of scientists in America. You have thousands in
exactly.
Australia.
I was just going to say that most of the prominent scientists are Egyptians worldwide.
Yeah. So the problem is how you see, when you've done this Kafr Sheikh fish factories, group of factories, including power and all. You have to get the project with the scientists coming from abroad. I think they come from China or Thailand or whatever, because you don't have scientific research here. That's very important. In your program before, once I invited the country, but I didn't get approval until now. So I'll have to say again, we should make a conference in Egypt, 3 days, for the scientist and the businessman, the Egyptian who lives abroad, from these two sectors. To answer one question, what we will do to Egypt for the scientific research in Egypt. So I hope in the end of this, one businessman and one scientist agree together to make a scientific research in Egypt, and Egypt as a government, as a country, will encourage that, give them the land, whatever rent or the installment or whatever. We say we are with you. And we give it to them. In that case, you will start to make a scientific research here in all aspects, and you will help the country. Next, then you will help the Africa or the Arab as well. That's, you have to do it. Until now, you let the people steal what's called stealing the mind. You go to all your scientists are abroad. That's no good. The scientific research in the constituency, it was raised to 1%. It was used to be 2 per 1,000, the percentage from the national gross. Now even 1% is not been executed yet, and should be minimum of 2%. And also, as I said, the private sector should work on it. A country like Vietnam, they are putting like 2.5%. And we're still struggling with 1%. We don't have shortage of mind. So
right. Of course, these are all points that we should have in consideration.
Yeah.
But I mean, investing on the quality of Egyptian scientists when it comes to joint projects, scientific projects between Egypt and Greece, Egypt and Italy, Egypt and all the Mediterranean.
Yeah, we should give them
the
priority.
Mediterranean.
Yeah, we should give priority to these people. In the scientific research, if they can finance it, or if they can take out some of our scientists to help them, and then do some scientific research also in Egypt, finance. If they can give the finance and we can send them the technology also, that's a good idea what you are trying to put it through. We can, if we can open some scientific research here in Egypt and give them the result in Greece and implement it for them, for their benefit. Because that's what the scientific research nowadays. I met somebody Egyptian, and he's young actually. It's 28. And it's a science, is a new science. He's working for the Australian government in the field of agriculture. This man, he came to Abu Dhabi and make a lecture there. He said, nowadays, don't tell me this land, the soil is weak. This land has a lot of salt. I can even plant without soil. Because he's got this technology. He made a prescription to each crop, like if he can
plant without soil.
Yeah, he can do a plant without soil, because it's the water has the food goes to the roots. That's it, and he knows what to give to each crop. He's a genius. He's working for the Australian government. Actually, Abu Dhabi asked him to stay. He said, I'll have to be excused from them. When he went to them and tell him I have an offer, they increased him and kept him, the Australian. You see how countries are fighting over our scientists? I mean...
right, but so this is in that particular agricultural field, but there are also in other different fields like space fields, for example, like nuclear fields.
Like by the way, the nuclear, when an accident happened in Japan, they say Japan is the science country, you know.
As a science hub.
Yeah, you'll say that. You know how the water for them, it's been it has some nuclear in it. It was invested with nuclear, and who saved them? An Egyptian scientist who took some education in Japan. He went back. They asked him to come. He went back and helped them to clear out this mess. So we have everything. I urge the country, please look into that and get some of the scientists back to here and let them work here. But no country can be a big country without the scientists. Vietnam is doing they doing scientific research, and they put a big percentage. India, it's not only for the very strong countries, or the weak country also do that. And what had happened before we opened this Kafr Sheikh fish, I saw some fish coming from Vietnam here, because this, you see this is. I don't want to see my country a market for all other countries.
Yes, but
we need to,
Egypt
we
is
need to
trying
work.
as much as it can. We
Yeah.
as Egyptians are
Yeah.
giving opportunities, are trying to seize the opportunities and ideas, different ideas, outsider ideas and inside
You
ones.
mean out of the box?
To the best interest
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah,
country,
yeah.
of course. But talking about also what are the most important and what we can say fields that could come to the best interest of our nation when we invest on our scientists and join projects with other scientists. I mean, is it the field of education? Is it the field of industry? Is it the field of scientific research?
Even marketing, you need a scientific research. Everything, the education needs. If you want to, for example, to do
maybe vocational
upgrade
training.
If you need to upgrade your education, it's a scientific research. You have to see what is other people are doing with their education, and you make a research in that, and what they done, for example, in chemist, what they done on that as upgrading. And then you can change what you have. You make the best things which give a better result for your people. So it's everything. Well, actually, we need also. I mean, in Europe and the developed country, they will teach the child how to make a research using the internet. They will tell him make a research about this subject. Even he is in primary, very young and all. They start from very young to tell them the research is very important. It's not to know things by heart and all this. No. They want to develop the brain. They want to be able to use their brain. So I wish if we want to develop our education, both the education we want to change it in BDF. And ask all the Egyptians all over the world, in Egypt or outside, who is dealing with education. This is what we have. Tell us what is your idea, and they will send their idea. And they have a community from the ministry and check, and then choose the best subject, the best books. That's how you develop yourself. You make in a bigger range and use your people. I tell you something. For example, in North America. Some area which is entirely the education there run by the Egyptian people from the Egyptian, even some scientific science minister is from Egyptian origin, and they have a lot of deans who's coming from Egyptian. So we don't have any shortage of Egyptian.
We don't. And the
we need to use them.
the evidence on that is that
we use them.
all the Gulf countries, they sent their their students to study here in military schools and in different scientific schools and in different colleges. They graduate from colleges like
actually,
to go and serve their country.
Just one thing I want to mention. I have a friend, maybe you know him, Dr. Wasim al-Sisi. He is very knowledgeable about the Pharaoh period and all. He told me once. Everybody, there is two parts in the brain. One of them is for numbers and figure and logic, and the other one which is about poetry, painting, music, and all. Each one of them, any person, he will have one part which is working. The Egyptian, both of them. You will find somebody who is scientist playing piano, or he's an actor, or
exactly.
So, and all actually, I've seen it actually. One of my sons, he is studied to be a dentist. He's playing piano, and as a hobby. And actually, I gave him his piano. My wife would dispute with me. I said, "Leave him. This is what will make him good." So, and he's very good. He's very good. He is with honor. Every year he's getting high grade, and he's going to be teaching.
And he plays piano as much as excellent as
as a dentist. When he want to have a break from his study, he will go and play piano. It's good, and actually. They are different from our time. He refused to get a teacher. He said, "I learned it from online," and he learned it from online. So
He's a genius.
It's amazing. It's amazing. He didn't get any teaching, and he told me, "I've learned from him how is the music playing." He said the most difficult one when you order your brain that this hand is playing something and this playing different, because that's the most difficult one. If both of them are going like that's okay, but you give order here and in the same time, order different order. So, and he can do this, they say. So that's our children, and that's our future. Use them, we will be good. I dream that one time I can see my country developed and be good economically and scientifically and in education and everywhere. I wish I can see no unemployment anymore, no poverty, and no disease in my country. That can be done if we give education and scientists and scientific research some attention.
Right, but you have raised a very important point, which is the importance of introducing technology to children or students at an early age, which is going to enhance their capabilities on having hands-on technological scientific research that would cope with the millennium. And from here came the Ministry of Education's idea to introduce the tab.
Very good.
To students at some categories, age categories, so that they can perform examinations over. Each student is supposed to receive a tab according to the directives of the Minister of Education, and also to study over, do their homework and everything. I mean, he replaced books with the tabs.
Yeah, it's very good. It's
very good.
It's going, actually, it's a good step in the right direction. Because actually, our children, you check any place in the whole world, our children is #1 in education. Anywhere, the children of the Egyptian abroad, they are getting high mark. Anywhere in the world, in Europe, in Europe country or in Arab country, they are #1. It's well known. Our children are good, so you need the environment. If you can give them the environment, which is they can get outside, you will get a lot of children genius. They will help the country to develop. It's very important. Whatever you say, the Minister of Education has done good step, and there is other steps are all. The books has to be changed and get it better by using all the expertise to give you some ideas. And I can done free. We know the Egyptian will help you for free. I'm telling you, the Egyptian abroad, they will help you for free. They don't ask any money for that. So as I said, both whatever you want to change online, and let them tell you some idea and check whatever choose from them. That's one way to do it.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah. Thank you.
Talk to me about the Egyptian community abroad. How do they support each other, and how do they enforce each other? The scientist community.
Yeah. Well, actually, they are very good in. They are well mannered, and that's. I'm glad to tell you that they are good in education and they are good mannered, but they are a little naive. They don't know, most of them. They don't know what's happening in the whole world. If they come,
they're very busy with science.
If they visit here and with their cousin, they will believe anything anybody say. They are very great.
They are that genius, and they will believe anything?
No, they will believe anything. Like if somebody joke with them with his cousin, socially,
they are naive.
Yeah, they're naive.
But scientifically,
they are genius.
Philosophically speaking,
they are very innocent. What I mean, they are very innocent because they don't. They are used to everything.
So you're talking about social innocence.
Yeah. That's everything is smooth. Everything is coming there in place. Nobody is lying around him and all that. So they don't suffer from this. When they come here, if they educated there and then come here, they will be a shock.
Anywhere, because they're very busy investing on their time on research and on learning and reading and that stuff. And this is one of the best things to do in life for a person. Whatever his age is, this is the best.
One more thing is I want to tell you about the Egyptian abroad, generally speaking. They are very kind, most of them. I don't say all of them. I've seen a lot of doctors doing things for free. That's when they see somebody doesn't have the money, they will let him free. That's very good. We ourselves, we have a good heart. We ourselves, we have a good brain. But we need to put the right environment to develop our country. Because the material, we are as a material, we are a good material. That's what I want to say. So, but we both, I'm glad to hear from you about what he's done in the education, start with this tablet and all. I hope more steps is happening. but one of the exams should be research, even in the primary research, because it's available.
That's what they're doing.
Go in the internet and make a research and make a report. It's good. That's and actually the new idea is to use the brain a lot. Even they will give you choice of how you sort out the puzzle. If you or some of them they will give you the book. Go ahead and because if you know, if you know if you have the knowledge, you can check and which law you can take and sort out the problem, which is if it's for example it's mathematics. You need a law to use. You choose which one to sort it out. So the idea is to use your brain, is not to know by heart. That's what's happening in the education nowadays. They encourage you to be out of the box. For example, mathematically, they don't take one answer. You can have two answers for one problem. One of them is this way, one of that way. They encourage you to do that.
Egypt is a country that has a civilization that goes back to more than 7,000 years or so. So that would qualify Egypt to dream more than any other country and have ambitions that would go beyond the ambitions of any other country, even power countries. So when we are negotiating with any European or African country, our dreams and our aspirations and our plans might be way ahead of other planning. I mean, looking over the history that we have and all the researches that the pharaohs have done and all the things that were made and until now cannot be discovered. Talking about astronomy, talking about science, talking about mummification, talking about medicine, talking about construction, you name it. So
it's amazing. Somebody was talking to me the other day, an engineer, construction engineer. He said the method they are using for building to stick the stone together, it's like the error of space error. We cannot do it now. I said, explain to me. He said there is between the stone there is no air. I mean, nobody can do that now.
Between two stones, there is
put
no
the stone on top of the stone, there is no air at all there because the smoothness, the cutting of the stone is so fine because they are
very
like
polished.
It's stuck together like that forever. No cement between them, no material between them. It is no air. The point here is no air.
So how do you erect a pyramid with no cement?
The stone will be stuck because of the smooth, the exact cutting. It's cutting. I don't know what they used. It's so precise that is, even with microscope you cannot see any space between them. You know, it's like they fit like a gloves with each other. So that method actually during the years it will be stuck like one piece. Alas. It will not separate it at all. You cannot separate it.
What about other buildings and things like that?
Yeah, all construction
wouldn't it be dangerous to erect a whole building with several stories and without cement? I mean,
no, that's their technology. You cannot do it now. This is very what I'm telling you. This is very advanced method. I mean, I'm very surprised to know that
even in power countries that we cannot do that.
Yeah. It's the smoothness of the stone itself. It's the cutting is smooth. There is no it fits with each other like a glove. So there is no the air. If there is a small air, it will during the period it will make them separated. So that's the idea.
Right. Unfortunately, we have ran out of time, and I mean, I was so much anxious to hear more from you about our pharaohs on a promise that you would come again and have another episode talking about our glories back with the ancient pharaohs.
If you give me 1 minute, I will say just one thing, two things you mentioned you like them. So I will tell them in the end. I'll ask the president to please make a conference for the Egyptian from the scientist and the businessman, And in the end of this, one businessman will choose one scientist and will make a lot of scientific research there. One responsible on the finance and marketing, and the other one on the technology. The second thing is, which is I mentioned, and you like it also, it's when we want to change the books or make it better, upgrading it, we put it as a PDF online and ask all the experts of Egyptian who is abroad to look into that and give their suggestion and send it to us, and let the ministry with a committee check and choose the best. That's the two things which is I mentioned.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Dr. Mohamed Nouruddin, you are a vice chairman for the Egyptian Scientists Council. Thank you so much for coming over, and I wish you all the best. Inshallah.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Our pleasure. And I guess this would bring us to the end of this edition of Windows and Current Affairs. Many thanks to all of you. Till we see you once back next week. That's a goodbye.